You know, our friends here at Lakeside really take care of us. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that work for us really hard, and I think they deserve a round of applause. And poor Rich, I'll say, he really appreciates us coming. We're a great crowd.
Thank you very much.
I hear that all around town from all the venues that we have. I mean, we couldn't have a warmer reception from Colorado Springs, who makes our lives so much easier the past 13 years being here. But the announcement that I have to make tonight is going to be a big announcement right now, and I'd appreciate silence for a minute. You know, after a lot of consideration, well, let me back up a little bit here a second. For the people who don't know me well, I'm a rooftop garden designer from New York City. And to run an event that happens in June is probably the worst thing I could have ever possibly signed on to. Thank you, Michael. And I think after 13 strong years, I've had a lot of consideration and a lot of deep thought on it. It's time for Drive, she said, to roll over into the next, whatever this is going to look like for next year. I don't plan on being at the microphone, but I definitely plan on being involved in some periphery way. I'm in a new business the past 3 years personally, in my personal life with a new business partner. This really does take a strong toll on my clients, on me physically. It's a lot. It's a lot. There's a ton of people, but I won't, you know, I do receive the gratitude. I understand, you know, there are decisions that have to be made, and it's a lot of effort that goes into it, and I accept all that. But we have to look forward and move on to next year. And if next year turned into a happening and no one did anything, I know that the Springs Motel parking lot would be full and there would be a ton of people that are there just looking to party without any scheduled events, or without any t-shirt sales, or without anything structured. I'd like to see it continue to be a structured event. I'd like to see it continue to be on Father's Day weekend. There will be a 40th anniversary of the Rendezvous. And what I'm calling for tonight is that tomorrow morning at about 9 a.m. at the Springs Motel, by that house where I stay in the back, we should have a meeting. And it should be a meeting of people that are interested to get on an email list, to banter around ideas, and create a new working group that will take over and present a new rendezvous for next year. This is not, it will be a rendezvous, it will be a CITROEN rendezvous, it's just not going to be Drive, she said, presents. And that's great, that's okay. You know, it started at Covington Farms very loosely. It graduated to Michael in Northfield Mountain for 25 years, culminating in CR. I've been spearheading, and I stand at the microphone the past 13 years. It's time for it to sort of turn over. There's a lot of new people, there's a lot of fresh ideas. If this thing evolves and it grows, it certainly has grown. So I would call this meeting tomorrow for about 9 o'clock. I really want the people there that are interested in getting dirty. Everyone in this room is going to have great ideas about moving this event forward, but unless you're ready to actually implement the idea that you're bringing, it's not your place. And I say that with all love and respect. And there's no judgment on whoever is not there, for whatever reason it is. If you're coming there, plan on giving out an email address, giving out a phone number, and a new group will start to form. And now we have a solid 6 months to get that group ready, because there is a lot of work that goes on in the last 6 months to sort of do the presentation and figure out a lot of the details. I definitely want to be part of it, but I have to step back. It's for myself, it's for my clients, it's for my business partner. It's the right thing for me to do, and I think it's for the betterment of the entire group. Because when you stand here for 13 years, everybody, you know, maybe people come to expect something from me, maybe people come complacent with that things are just going to happen. It takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of work, but there's a ton of people that are just doing this anyway. They're just going to step up in a different way, and there's going to be a new name that presents the rendezvous. But let's talk about that tomorrow morning. And I'm going to invoke birthday privilege Village tonight, I really don't want to talk about it. I want to go back to the Springs, have a drink, hug, and have some fun. We'll talk about it tomorrow. Think about it overnight. Think about what you would want this to look like next year. I said to Michael, I will only sign on to this if I can correct everything that I think can be better. If I can bring it to a different location that will be more involving of more people. And, of that your spouse, your partner, your kids would want to come. I had an idea, and Kim for years had an idea that we sort of implemented and pushed along. It needs to go on, it needs to continue to evolve. And that's a good thing, change is good. And I think it'll make the next year so much better and so much stronger. And it's no slight on where we've been or where we've come from. I do want to continue to be involved, just in a very periphery way. So, what else do I say? Think about it overnight. Talk amongst yourselves, figure out how, what this could look like. There are, when I took over from Michael, there was a loose template that he asked me to follow, and I, with Michael, would like to steer the next group of people to follow the same loose template and make it their own. So think about it overnight, bring some ideas tomorrow. Tomorrow's not a decision day. Tomorrow's just a day where I'll answer some questions. There's probably people that don't know how this runs on the back door, on the back end of it. I'll answer those questions and I'll be there to sort of give my thoughts. But this is going to be like a 30, 45-minute meeting at most. And we're going to leave with a pad of email addresses and phone numbers to connect people together that are interested in sort of continuing the conversation. So I will see you next year. I'm going to be in the Springs. Whether or not there's an advertised website, anything like that, I will be at the Springs. And I am sure Michael will be there, and I'm sure there's probably 40, 50 people that would be here for that. But I think it's probably going to be like it was today, with a full show field, a full weekend full of festivities, great enthusiasm, loads of love, loads of continued friendships, and all that's good. So that's it. That's all I have to say about that.
I hope I speak for everyone here. I'm sure I speak for everyone. We are extremely grateful to Robert, who has carried the torch like a true Olympian athlete, selflessly, with a great amount of his own money and time and input for putting this on. We have given him one round of applause. Can we please give them another standing ovation? Robert has carried the torch valiantly, and Robert was absolutely right. I think we all agree that the rendezvous, the CITROEN Rendezvous, will continue in this venue without any interruption whatsoever. Fortunately, Robert gave us a very slight hint that there might be a change in the wings. So the professionals, the vendors have had a little time to think about this, the other organizers in the past. We are all very much looking forward to the meeting tomorrow morning to see what we can do to have a seamless transition in the management structure without any interruption whatsoever in the CITROEN Rendezvous and the way that this has been going on here since the beginning of time. Michael, Lance, we thank you. That is really all we have to say. It's early days yet. Tomorrow morning we have a brainstorming meeting. Plans will be made, a lot of hot air will be let up. Hopefully there will be some balloons to go up. But the rendezvous will go on. The same venue, the same weekend, hopefully even more cars and even more new people. We thank you all so much for being here and coming here and making this all possible. Ladies and gentlemen, we couldn't do this without you. Thank you. This is about you. We'll keep it short and sweet. Enjoy the evening. Same place tomorrow. Same place next year, same day. Cheerio.
Before we go to the People's Choice, I just want to say there's going to be a short announcement at the end of the program, additional you don't want to stay for. But I know people wait for this, and I want to announce that the Single Headlight IDDS Award for the 60th anniversary of the DS goes to the Schwarzkopfs with that beautiful 1961 green. I don't believe they here. We'll get the awards for them tomorrow. It's with great pleasure I announce the award for the double headlight, the late DS, goes to Paul and Rose Anderson with a beautiful 69.
Hey, Paul.
It's also, some of these categories, I went through the ballots with Bob Henry this afternoon. Some of these categories literally came within a couple of votes. They were very close. But with the traction of on, it's another award I'm beaming ear to ear to offer to Carmen Camille Earl. The next award goes to bottom of my heart, I've done this for years. This is the most honest judging that ever happens. If you voted for whatever car, I should go back and mention the Daily Driver, driven by David Brogoff from New York. That was the car that stood out on the show field as the car that was probably the most original American DS, and it was probably also the most banged up, used looking, uppered up DS. He got a hell of a lot of votes, which was kind of cool. And that was probably the only Daily Driver that's here at the show, which is pretty awesome. And I've seen that car in Manhattan for the past 20 years. But anyway, congratulations on your award, the Andersons, but regardless. A beautiful, beautiful, newly acquired SM of Brian Peters. Again, an absolutely beautiful dish of O. Took the category, owned by Robert and Henrietta Lockman. Category would be nominated Dion Mahari. Again, a great blue Dion owned by Martin Gavin.